Dr. Sandine, who was my organic chem professor, influenced my life more than anybody I can think of in my whole life. He wore white bucks, he had a crew cut, and he would come in, he would rub his head, and he would look up at the amphitheater, and he'd say, I'm just going to write this saying on the board, and he would write down some profound thing, a bit of wisdom. And he'd look at it and he'd say, oh, you probably think that's corny. It is kind of corny, but he'd say, I always try to live by that, whatever it was. And he did it every day, there'd be something. And he would tell us about Linus Pauling, who was his greatest hero. And he said, Linus Pauling said this, and he would write it on the board. And then he'd say, Linus Pauling won the Nobel Prize twice, once for chemistry and once for his work for peace. And because he brought his humanity into the room, everybody loved him. But it was his joy in his subject and his joy in young people, and then his love for just telling us how to live a moral life, really. That's what it was all about. And it affected my teaching, it affects my public speaking. I always think of Dr. Sandine when I'm planning a lecture. Always think of what message would I put on the blackboard at the beginning of this talk. Yeah.